Hey Aquarius, what's up? What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle was there being a focus on work or commitments. That can be something that you've been putting in a lot of energy. You've been putting in a lot of work. I was also then seeing High Priestess and I was seeing Two of Swords. So there can be something coming up that maybe is going to need to be addressed, but you may not be at the point of doing that yet. We're starting off with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is a card of balance. Okay, I'm also seeing Ten of Swords coming out. This can be a time when you were like trying to make something work, but it may not be working. Could have been something that was sort of in the mix that then like something is going on where that may not be happening anymore. I am seeing an Ace of Cups, but it's coming out reversed pretty much. So we'll just take it like that for now. This can be, the way that this is looking to me is that you could have started something, but then it wasn't really having the momentum that it needed to continue and carry forward. And this is something that you've had going on among other things. So it's not the only thing that you've had going on. It's just one of the few things that you've had going on. But overall, having that Ten of Swords and having that Ace of Cups, it can be like, I had higher expectations for this, and now it feels like the whole thing is just kind of like falling apart here, will be the feeling of this. I get it, like Ace of Cups reverse is when you can get something like it's not really sticking. So there isn't really there's nowhere to go. It's kind of like a wheel stuck in the mud where like there can be movement happening, but as far as progress, it's like not really going anywhere. I think too with this Ace of Cups, it's coming through as a feeling of there can be maybe a lack of ability to hold, like this, an example of this can be like maybe somebody that you want to connect with. There can be a lack of like willingness to receive that. So you can feel like what you have to give could be going unrecognized. And this can be more than just a relationship. It can be like something that you're trying to do and wanting to get connected with and wanting to connect more with, that it's just not sticking overall. But you could have been open to trying it out, but something just isn't really working now. I wonder too, with Two of Pentacles and Ten of Swords, if there was stuff that came up where there may have been certain things that came up where it was like you have to focus on this, and so I have to bring your attention away from that and towards this, because maybe there's like an obligation or a need for your energy to be somewhere, and that means that maybe you couldn't give something the attention that you would want to or prefer. Or for some of you, this can be with someone else where maybe they have other things going on and they can't really show up fully. That's the way that this is seeming to me right now. Yeah, it can be like, I don't know, you really wanted to try like pottery class or something, but now there's like no more seats in the class and you can't go. It's just something that feels like it wasn't really working, but the desire to connect can definitely be there with the Ace of Cups, but then there are other things going on that may be not allowing that to happen. But that doesn't mean that the connection isn't there. It just can mean that it's not working right now. And this can be really hard on you with that Ten of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, I'm getting the feeling like this can be the person that you're dealing with. For those of you that that's the type of situation that you're in. It can be maybe somebody prioritizing like already familiar situations versus a new situation. For some of you too, you could have reconnected with someone, but then it's like not really going anywhere. Having Six of Cups, looking at Ace of Cups, can be like wanting to revive an old situation or like create a new dynamic or like a new chapter with somebody, but then somebody with something. But then having the Ace of Cups can be, again, it's like not really sticking, it's like not really going anywhere. This may be out of alignment at this point, but that doesn't mean that you didn't feel like you wanted this. And for some of you, you can still want this. Yeah, I'm seeing there just be a lot of disappointment. It's like, it's not how it used to be. Like, I wanted to bring that back to life. That's not really what's happening here. Also, too, having Two of Pentacles and having Six of Cups, you can be in a position right now where you're trying to make life more fun and more enjoyable, and maybe you're like open to more connection, or it's something that you want to be like more involved with what you're doing, like within your life right now. But it feels like it has to be at a certain level, like meaning it needs to be a certain quality. So this isn't just being open to anything and everything or like any connection. It feels like it has to, there are certain standards that this has to meet, otherwise it's not gonna work. And I think for some of you, you're not even, like your guides could be making sure that something that's not aligned, it's not gonna work out for you. So for some of you, you can feel like it wasn't even up to you, that this is just happening. But having Justice there, it's showing that this is like definitely in your best interest, but you can be feeling upset about it because I'm seeing you had hopes about what was going to happen. So having that Ten of Swords and having that Five of Cups is like, I thought that we were going to have a really good time and that this was going to be like that. You know, you just had these ideas of how it was going to go, but then having it be like this, it's like, that's clearly not happening. So it's just like fizzling out. You could have felt like a lot of potential was there, but it just is kind of like whatever cup you were filling up with this person or this situation or like the connection just gets dumped out. This can be like even an activity that you try to go back to where it's just like it doesn't feel the same. Or like you thought that it would. I think like a highlight of that part. It wasn't what you thought it was going to be. This can be really difficult too, because you can be in a place where you really do want to feel connection, or you really do want to be having like a certain type of experience or like a certain type of feeling within your life right now. So seeing this and being like, I think that there may be potential there, and then having it like not really working, it can feel super, super disappointing for that reason. Because it can be something that you feel like you're lacking right now, or that you really need right now, or that you want very deeply. So to have something and be like, I think that this could be it, and then it's like not working, I think it's more difficult than when you're like not really expecting something, and then things might work and there's a potential and then it doesn't work out and you're like, oh, whatever. There's a difference between being in that place versus being in a place where you're like, there are certain things that I really want, and then something comes through, you think there's potential there, and then it doesn't work out. It's like, are wanting something more badly and then having it not work out, I think can just feel like you're dropped from a taller height emotionally. So it can sting a lot more because of that. Some of you, this can be with like a job that you thought you were going to get too. That can be it as well. Okay, having Two of Pentacles and having King of Pentacles, let's say that this is your energy because it's the only court card that we have out here. You may take the energy from this and pour it into yourself right now, and maybe kind of like getting ahead in an important area of your life. Because having Two of Pentacles and having King of Pentacles can be you looking around and being like, what do I really need to tend to, and what do I really need to take care of right now? And this can be making sure, like some of you, there can be a focus on career type stuff. It can be career, or it can be kind of like what you're doing with your life within 3D. We can chalk it up to that. You may have to really be focusing on that right now. I see something from your past that could have started a new cycle, and it may have like, there may have even been an agreement that that was going to happen, but then I'm seeing like the chain or like the cord be broken. So it's not connecting anymore. So this can actually disconnect you from something that you feel familiar with. Now this is bringing up stuff for you to be doing. I want to say this again. This looks like something that you could have really wanted to do and thought that it was going to go somewhere, and you could have felt very comfortable with the idea of this, but it looks like there's something karmically going on that's not allowing this to work, and it is in your best interest, but because you wanted this, you cannot be seeing it like that right now. So this can even be something that you look at and you're like, I really enjoyed being here and doing this, or being with this person, or working at that place. So having this energy come through, it can feel like you're losing something that you once really enjoyed or appreciated or valued. This can even be something that you felt like emotionally content with, but that it's like you don't have access to this now. I'm seeing it be kind of like access denied. You may have, even with Two of Pentacles above Six of Cups, chosen, you could have been posed with a choice and you chose the familiar route, but now something's happening that's like not allowing you to access it. So it can be a time where you think that you have a choice, you choose something, and then the choice gets taken away from you. And yeah, for some of you with the King of Pentacles here, this can definitely be a job thing that's happening right now. But it doesn't have to be. But I do like to see King of Pentacles usually as having to do that, or something where it's like, it's connected with what we are choosing when we're in a position of what we believe to be as power, choosing to invest in something. And whatever this choice was that was made, I feel like you started going a little bit, and then it was like you got to like a roadblock or something, and there was no way around it, so you just had to like go home. Like a false start. Okay, so having that happen, you can be in a place where you're at the point of trying to accept this. The thing about this is that I see this is going to be like later down the line, I think you're going to look back at this and see it as a blessing, but because of all the feelings that you have around this and how this did not happen in the way that you thought it would, you can be having a really hard time seeing it like that. So I'm not even saying that you need to, but what I am saying is be open to the fact that later down the line, you may look back at this and be like, okay, I wasn't seeing what I'm seeing now. I feel like much more okay with that it happened. But at the time, I was not feeling like that. Yeah, I get this thing again of feeling like something got ripped away from you. But this is helping you within some important sector of your life where you may not have done this on your own, so it kind of had to be done for you. It's one of those times when the universe comes through and helps you out, but you can be like, I didn't want your help with this because you didn't want it to be like this, but you're also like not seeing the bigger picture yet either. And we have the Devil on the bottom of the deck, which can put a really big focus on attachments that we have to things. Even if it's not really the best option for us, it can be like we want that thing because it feels like a comfort to us, but it's not necessarily where we really belong, or who we belong with, or where we belong working, or what we belong working on. This may also put you in a position where you're going to have to pick something. I wonder if this is going to force you to pick something new, but something that you're going to like as well. There can be a contract involved in this, or like legal stuff involved in this, having justice here. Like there can be stuff about signed papers and whatnot for some of you, but overall this is going to be connected with a spiritual contract where it's kind of like your higher self signed you up for something and your ego is like, don't sign me up for that, but that's just what happened and now you have to go along with it. But you may feel very, very stuck within your perspective of this and feel like you're not okay with what's happening. However, I promise you, I'm seeing this be one of those situations where this is like really good that this is happening for you, but it cannot feel like that to your ego right now. It looks like this is a time too where if something had been up in the air or had been unsure, like now is the time when you get the clarity about that. So the situation is like there's nothing, everything is like all out in front of you. So you're not going to be surprised anymore. Like there aren't going to be any like unsaid details that end up popping up. It feels like all of the information is there now. Maybe before whatever that was, it wouldn't have allowed you to progress. Like there could be something about the path that you're meant to be on that if you were there, you wouldn't have been connecting with what you're meant to be connecting with. So that can be another reason why. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it be a time when your higher self is helping you out. But as far as just how you're feeling right now, just let yourself feel everything that you're feeling. I guess too, with the devil on the bottom of the deck, we can be believing that things would be a particular way and that they should have worked out because that would have been fine, when that's like not really the truth of the situation. But if we don't have any evidence to the contrary, we can kind of go on believing that. So just the advice would be to just be open-minded about this and assume that it's in your best interest that this is happening right now, okay? As difficult as it may be. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.